Jonathan,
Yes.
on my screen, you look slanted again. Jonathan,
Yes.
on my screen, you look slanted again.
How about now?
Jonathan, Let's see. I'm trying to get this on my screen. Volume off. Okay, you're good. Let's see. I'm trying to get this.
Good.
Yep.
Hello, Mercury in retrograde.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the SCBBL show. It's your girl, Candace Aku, and today I am with the one and only Mr. Jonathan Richardson of Lowcountry Recovery Massage. How are you?
All is well. All is well. I'm doing pretty fabulous. It's always good to see you and be in your presence and with your audience and like it. It's all good to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. I think that you might have some feedback. Do you have it playing on another device?
I do, but the volume is all the way down.
Okay.
Ac-
It was giving
Actually,
some
no.
feedback.
Feedback is in you hear me in echo or something or
You're good now. It was in the beginning when you were introducing yourself. It went into like a feedback. But as you said, it's Mercury in retrograde. Everything that can be acting up, it will.
yeah, I
And
think we can get through this stuff.
yes, we can. Yes, and we will. So, Jonathan, first of all, thank you for coming back to the SCBBL show. It's been a while, and want to say thank you for continuing to trust us to bring your story to the Low Country area. And with that, we'll get into just giving the people a little bit of an introduction about who is Jonathan.
Okay. Well, I've lived in Charleston area for a little over 10 years. I love Charleston. I've been here. I have my family here, raised some kids here. I'm just an open, honest kind of guy. I
Mhm.
want to talk to you all a little bit about my massage therapy practice, Low Country Recovery Massage here in Somerville, South Carolina. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, I have about a total of almost 8 years of growth in
Mhm.
the massage industry. This goes back from my first day in class to my first massage as a student. 16 months it took me to get certified and all of the practicals and all of that. And about 6 years, almost 7 years, practicing professionally as a licensed massage therapist. Yeah.
Awesome. So, when it comes to the Black community, a lot of times when it comes down to anything with the word therapy in it, it's like taboo. Some people might say, I don't need that. I'm perfectly fine. I don't want to spend that kind of money. Somebody can just give me a good hug, or let me just go take a bath in some Epsom salt and I'll be fine. So I wanted
Yeah.
to know a little bit about what made you passionate about what even, getting into massage therapy.
Mm, this has to go all the way back to my early 20s, late teens, early 20s. I mean, I realized back then, um, the art of touch, massaging, closeness, intimate contact, um, things of that nature has those were like my first unconscious realizations that I had a passion for what I do. I was in my late 30s and I decided to go to school. Uh, And as I learned what I did had such a profound effect on people, you know, it sparked something. It really sparked
Yeah.
that urge, desire to learn more, to know more, to engulf myself in and actually indulge myself in the knowledge of healing through touch. And,
Right.
if you think about it, if you really think about it, and this is probably my bias as a massage therapist, touch could be could be identified as one of our first original languages. You know,
Right.
think about it. Before we could formulate words, before we
Mm-hmm.
could, it was body language. You can just instinctly, if you stub your toe, what's the first thing you do?
Yep.
Second thing you do, first thing you do is drop to your knees.
Holla.
Second thing you do, yeah, holler, all of that, and then what you do naturally is just hold it. You
Yep.
know, you know babies want to be held.
Yep.
um every human emotion just about can be expressed through touch. Compassion, generosity, fear, anger,
Yeah.
all of that can be expressed through contact before we was able to speak. It's just a big
Definitely. And as a person, I'm sorry if I cut you off. I was going to say, as a person who believes in massage therapy myself, a lot of times you don't even know where your soreness is or where you're tight at until somebody is actually in those areas pointing that out to you. And you would have never known that had you not gone to get a massage.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's interesting you say that because um, I clients quite often, those who are there for just a one and done session. My clients, I tell them often, our
Jonathan, I think
body.
that Mercury retrograde is affecting us again because it's
I can hear you
let me
clearly.
see if you still you can hear me.
I can hear you clearly. Yeah.
Okay, you're much better right now. Gotcha.
Okay. I'm wondering if it's the spot that I'm in my place. I don't know, but again,
Hmm.
we'll just have to wing it. I
Yeah,
was gonna say, I guess I can check in. I can check in every couple of minutes and just see if we're still clear. But
that's a plan.
what I was gonna say. Okay, what I'm gonna say actually, for my clients, our bodies are the victims of our lifestyles and our livelihoods. Um,
Hmm.
you know, basically, what you what what you do daily. You work out, you some form of physical activity or sedentary environment.
Hmm.
Our body is going to demonstrate the results of it in some way, shape, or form. And usually it comes in the form of pain and injury, for me as a therapist, when I say the word injury, it doesn't necessarily mean like a blunt force object hitting you. Injury and pain go hand in hand, in
Right.
my world. So, a sore back, that's an injury.
Hmm.
Because you think about it, muscles don't want to be sore. They don't want to be
Right.
in pain. They let you know that they are when something's up, when something's going
Definitely.
on. Um, it, so basically, a sedentary job, right? I'll give that as a first example. A sedentary job when you're sitting for hours on end, you might shift, you might adjust your seat, but you're doing it for hours on end. And what happens is in that sitting position, I'm just going to stand up briefly.
Hmm.
What happens in the sitting position, your quads, these muscles up here, they're shortened to raise your knee, right?
Yeah.
After a while, the body conforms to that position, and what it does is it begins to pull, your pelvic bone forward, like so. That's just over time.
Mm-hmm.
Over time, the victimization, as I call it, of your hips, your pelvic bone, all of that, and it shows up in your lower back. Why? Because the muscles in your lower back, they just have less room to work with. They're not shortened
Wow.
like in a voluntary movement. They're compressed,
Got it.
made smaller, and it's not going to feel good. you know
Nope.
right. So, and through habitual behaviors, just to get geeky on you for a minute, it's like the neuromuscular juncture. That's where the nerve endings go into the muscles. It's nerve signals that tell your muscles to shorten to cause a contraction, but it also tells
Yep.
the muscles to release that contraction, to let go of that movement, you know and after a while, another example, someone who carries a bag every day,
Mm-hmm.
day in and day
Mm-hmm.
out. It's 365. You're walking around for however long, whether it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or you commute, whatever. If you're holding a bag, even whether it's heavy or light, it weighs your shoulder. To
Yep.
balance that, muscles that's going to have to contract, and now you're walking around like this habitually, and
Yep.
eventually, even without carrying a bag,
You
I
start
notice
there.
people do this often because that shoulder's a little lopsided. Why?
Yep.
Because the neuromuscular system told that muscle, hey, you're going to do it anyway, so just go ahead and shorten. you know
Wow.
so those signals, that they kind of stick with the
Mm-hmm.
muscular juncture. Well, we're going to be doing this for the next 8 hours anyway, so let's just go ahead and stay that way.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
yeah, right. So those habitual behaviors turn into pain eventually.
And even like another thing I noticed is because of the pandemic, I have to work from home, and I
Yep,
started to feel myself like doing this. So I'm like, okay, and then like you
yep.
said, you don't have but so much space in your back, so you get that pain in your lower back. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go back and start getting my chiropractic work done every week. And so I do chiropractic every week, and then I do a massage like maybe once a month to
Good,
complement that. But you
good
can
for you.
notice even with the chiropractor that your body gets used to that being adjusted. And
Hmm.
anytime you start to get back out of whack, it lets you know quicker than it did before you started going to get it done.
Absolutely. Good posture is a practice.
Yeah.
You know, bad posture is a behavior. Good posture is a practice. I think there's a difference. There's something to that. I just thought about that.
Yeah.
But good posture, it is a practice, because even, I mean, I find myself just sitting like this. And a good way for
Yeah.
me to check in often is just a nice deep breath. Your diaphragm contracts, your lungs fill, your ribs expand, and automatically, my shoulders just push back.
Right.
And yoga practice, they call it a chest opener. There's all types of things that you can do to keep these pectorals open,
Mm-hmm.
because they're the ones responsible for that posture. When they
Yeah.
shorten, shoulders go
Mm-hmm.
forward, and
Mm-hmm.
then the signals tell these muscles, just stay there, just stay like that,
Yeah.
you know and your
Yep.
traps suffer because they're just stretched out all day long. So, like I said, the victimization of our body is all our own will, our own, not our fault, but all of our doing,
Yeah.
to a large degree. And I'm just talking just postural things,
Mm-hmm.
uh, surgeries and blunt force injuries. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. I don't think we
Yeah.
have much time to discuss, but just for the sake of this conversation, just posture. That's what I emphasize to to people that I work with, because that's usually one of my first questions. Are there any injuries or surgeries? No?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your back is just in pain. Okay, let's figure out why. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and contrary to a lot of notions out there, there's a good amount of therapists out there that can, have you face down and just elbow smash where it hurts the entire time. Just so
No,
there's
no.
a notion out there of all we do is just ground and pound, pulp smash.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna beat the hell out of these muscles and
Do
to
not go to that
me,
kind of therapist. Do not go to that kind of therapist.
I don't get down like that personally.
Right.
My for the clients who feel that works for them, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've had my share of them on the table, and I try to work with them and tell them, open up. Some of them, they catch on and be like, okay, I'm coming back to you. Others are like, well,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't hardcore enough for me, so I'm gonna go to someone else. I'm like,
Right.
okay.
Yep. You have to find the one that works for you. Yep.
Yeah. I stick to my guns. I stick to what I believe is true, and the something about that Hippocratic oath, I will not cause harm. I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
add additional pain to a muscle that's already in pain in order for it to feel better. That doesn't correlate to therapy to
Right.
me. Yeah. Yeah. So, there any questions? Anything that makes sense? You okay with this so far?
Yeah. I mean, we are. Let's see. It does good for a while, Jonathan, and then it kind of like fades out a little bit.
Okay.
Talk to
I
me
haven't.
now.
Okay. Um. Do you hear me
You
now?
sounded good.
Is it everything?
You sounded good. You sounded good now. But what I was
Okay.
gonna say is that I love how we naturally are touching on the points of those habits that we lean in, we naturally go into our comfortable position, and then we have to
Yep.
remind ourselves to practice a good posture, and then we probably have experienced injuries that causes pain naturally. I often wonder how often does, like, people that I'm sure that doctors and such won't naturally say go get a massage. This is something that someone has to try out. One of the things that I often refer to is like when my rib came out of place, I went to the doctor. They told me to go. They couldn't figure out what was wrong, and they were like, maybe it's your nerves. Maybe you need to get an MRI. Maybe you need to do this, that, and the third. And luckily, the chiropractor that I was going to said, anytime a doctor says something to you about nerves, it's just that your body is out of alignment. And so if your body gets out of alignment, something is pinching on something, come see your chiropractor.
Yep.
The
Yep.
chiropractor was able to put me on a plan that that then just got me back on track. But there are certain things that a chiropractor does that is good for your alignment. But in order for your body to get those touches and in those cracks and in those other places that go unnoticed, I am a strong advocate of massage therapy, because there's nothing else out there that can get to some of these places in your body that you don't even know is probably causing you to be fatigued, causing you to be like just in discomfort, causing, different things. Like maybe your wife won't massage your feet, but you go to the massage therapist and they massage your feet. You tell them what you need, and they are able to adjust to the things that you need. So with that,
Really.
do you want to talk on some of the things that you probably noticed over time that from clients, like things that people probably won't notice off the top that a massage therapist can help them just in their self-care journey?
Sure. One thing I wanted to your point of the what the chiropractors say, you know, my massage therapist instructor, Patricia Miller, rest in peace. We lost her last year to COVID
Oh.
complications. Yeah, she taught me two things. Well, many things, but two quotes. One of them is, you know, pain in the body can be associated with muscles pulling on joints and pressing against nerves in
Mm.
ways that they shouldn't. You know, if there,
Mm.
like I said, unless there's some underlying surgery or accidental falls or, you know, something blunt force that, you know, kind of broke something, you know, we'll stick to just posture and things out of alignment.
Right.
What, you know, and every therapist, include especially myself, our fundamental practice is relaxation massage. You know, there's modalities for days. There's everyone's a specialist in something, and some of these modalities stick, some of them don't. You know, but the core at every core massage practice is, you know, just the push and pull, the ebb and flow, you know, the pressing, the gliding strokes, the petrossages. It's all of the placing hands on individual muscles, which will most importantly encourage blood to flow to that particular muscle, to those muscle
Right.
groups. With that being said, with that being done, you know, I liken my clients to a pot, a house plant that needs to be replanted. You know, if anyone out there with a green thumb can relate to this analogy, you know, when I pull a pot, I pull a plant out of the pot, all of the roots just clump together. You know, I'll shake loose the soil, loosen the roots, put it in a bigger pot, let the roots take hold to the, and now you have expansion. You know, so, you know, like say if I get my hand on these biceps of someone, I'm gonna spend some time and eat it and, you know, just encourage some excess blood to flow through. What happens is, and not just one muscle, it's the entire body. You know, all muscles all having the same effect of an blood, oxygen, nutrients, plasma, everything just flushing through, washing, you know, flushing out toxins from the muscle fibers, all of the interstitial debris, all of that stuff that just sits there, set in a sedentary way. It comes out and it begins to enter your bloodstream or into your digestive tract or urinary tract, wherever it needs to go for elimination.
Wow.
That yeah, that is the foundation of every massage. Yeah, again, there's different modalities. There's cupping. Then there's passive stretching, which does the same thing. That's more for anyone with like comfort level issues. You know, with that, you can be fully dressed on the table,
Uh-huh.
and just have someone move your limbs in a way that you're not involved with the movement, but you're being stretched. You know,
Wow.
yeah, almost to the point where it's painful, but it's not. It's that, you know, it's that good pressure,
Yeah, you
that
didn't know you
sense.
needed it, but you got it.
Yeah, yeah. You kind of want to wince and, you know, yawn at the same time. You
Yep.
know, you just don't know. Is that threshold that a stretch will bring you to. Um, I I invested in my little massage gun. It looks a
Oh.
little, you know, it looks a little medievalish, but you'd be
Mm-hmm.
pleasantly surprised at, you know, how it. I turned it off. I don't know if anyone's seen one of these before, but you know, if you those who watch, you know, sporting events will see the professional athletes with one of these on the
Mm-hmm.
sidelines while they're in between plays, you know, doing something to their muscles, and it's very, very effective. It works the neuromuscular juncture, the pulsating,
Yep.
the signal. It doesn't know what to do, so it kind of tricks it. If layman's term, it tricks it into just releasing any tension that it was holding. Like your shoulder, if it's held up like this, you put that on there. Within minutes, it's dropped because
Yep.
it realized, oh shit, I've been holding all this tension. I need to let it go. So this the guy would get this damn machine off of me, you know. And, and we're live. I'm sorry. I'm talking.
You're
And,
good.
you know.
So I know you also wanted to touch on trauma
Mhm.
as a part of it. Um, when you think of, I want you to kind of think of, as you're concluding the whole therapy, think of the trauma piece of it, and then think of um, professional recommendations for people who are thinking about getting a massage, like how often they should get it done, in your
Mhm.
professional opinion. Give that kind of perspective to the viewers.
Sure. 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 We've been touching base on trauma. Anytime I mention injury or things like that, that's in my world, it's trauma. Because if you think about it, the
Mm-hmm.
body
Okay.
doesn't want to be in pain. You know,
Right.
our body,
Right.
it doesn't made to process and heal, and homeostasis, and all of those things. Recovery is what the body wants. Is what the recovery
Mm-hmm.
recovery is what the body requires for longevity. So any type of nuanced pain or any type of dramatic pain on a cellular structure, yeah, that's trauma, because it's just a bunch of chaos going on a cellular level, on a molecular level. The muscle, you think about, you know, just just for instance, the muscle that's in this thumb that causes that movement. You're looking at tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of individual muscle fibers that are all clumped together causing that. So
Yeah.
if a portion of that is, tied up with some stuff going on, the muscles, the fibers itself are coiled or trigger points and things like that, it's noisy in there. We don't
Got
know.
it.
We just, sore thumb. We just have a sore back. But you're looking at from the cellular level. That's millions of cells, like, screaming out.
Wow.
And we
Yeah.
we haven't even touched this on emotional trauma, and like, it's just stored, but it's a whole other, rabbit hole
Let's
in it, you know. Um, a massage can help with somatic release with physical trauma, emotional trauma, social trauma, that stuff. It's wrapped into one. Um, does that make sense? What else did you want me to cover? I forget.
I wanted you to also talk on, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
I also wanted you to touch on your professional recommendation of how often people should get a massage.
Okay. Typically, it really depends on what's going on. And when a client comes to me for the first hand,
Jonathan, reset with reset.
it all depends on the sound. Well, now, does it sound better?
Not yet. Try again.
It all depends on
Let's
what's going on with the client. If they haven't had been on a massage table in years, you know, um, it takes a while. It takes a couple of sessions, like 1 2 weeks for a while. It really just depends on what's going on. It can help people not only Um, it all also depends on how diligent they are as well. They want to just come for a one-off and kind of ghost. That's on them. But if someone who's diligent, who's dedicated to their wellness, once every 2 weeks, after a while, then monthly practice. All the while, I would check in on them before the appointment and ask them, are they taking care of themselves? Are they stretching? Are you practicing the posture? If someone's doing a lot of driving, I recommend that they use cruise control to the load that right leg that that they're constantly pressing the gas and the brake, for hours and that leads to trauma running up their entire. Um, and also work with someone that you're familiar with. There's therapists out there that speaks language, that body language, the language that your body, wants and is open to. Book with that therapist again. Those who go from one to the next, you got to go through the entire process of becoming familiar with the person every single time you go, and you're just on a tire spin. You're spinning your tires with that. So be diligent with it.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, stick with who you like and work with that individual.
got it. Well, I
Hmm.
want to say thank you for your passion. I can tell you're very passionate about what you do. Um, you really understand the makeup of the body. And I know that we were getting cut in and out here and there. So we might have to do another take of it so that people can really get all that you were saying and really understand like the benefits of massage therapy, what you offer as a therapist in the Somerville area, um, and just what you hope to, your aspirations in this field. If you want to close with that, what are your aspirations for 2022?
To have as many clients come to me as I can physically handle.
Mm-hmm.
I have on my booking site. I need to give you my booking site. We'll post it on here.
Yep.
I do work with student athletes between the ages of 12 and 17. They
Mm-hmm.
need to know, especially if they're aspiring to move beyond the high school level, the collegiate level, the professional level, wherever their aspirations, take them, giving them a good foundation of how a professional environment should be. Their
Mm-hmm.
parent, it's a must that the parents in the room with us. That's
Yep.
mandatory. They're mine. And also is this comfort levels. I give them an hour worth of passive stretching. They become more familiar with their body, with their stretching limits and their capabilities, but they also get a hands-on experience on what a professional environment looks like when it comes to their craft, their athletic
Right.
craft. I also have couples massage workshops coming up.
Nice.
Yes. So any couples out there, because people ask me often, well, I want to learn how to massage, but I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
go to school.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I have workshops, I work with no more than two couples at a time in my home, COVID reasons and quality of time.
Right.
Anywhere between 2 to 3 hours, we'll sit in it. I got a massage table. I got plenty of pillows, and they bring their sheets and blankets, and I just go over basic ebb and flow relaxation techniques, and both in both individuals get their chance to be on the table, receiving and giving. So
Yep.
both of them leave knowing how to massage their loved one.
That's really
So those are
cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to have people over here and enjoy some time spent with me.
Nice. So I'm going to go ahead and get that link from you so we can post it on the video
Okay,
as well as tag your business page. And I'm
absolutely.
sure that like that's important what you said about the kids, the athletes who don't even understand their body. They just know that they want to go, they want to make it to the pros. But learning your body early on is super beneficial. So being that you offer that, I have not heard of anyone else offering that, so that is amazing. And the couples massage, which sounds like a lot of fun. And Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so you might want to get in that class.
Absolutely. I have currently I have every weekend in the month of February available for 1 to 2 couples who want to come through. So just yeah, let's get that link up and let's get rolling.
All right, Jonathan, it's been a pleasure as always, and I look
Absolutely.
forward to
Thank you for
talking to you
having me.
again soon. My
Yes, we got to
pleasure.
do this.
All
We got
right,
to
y'all.
do this. All right. Peace.
You let me know. You let me know when you're ready again.